$59.98. Kings only $69.98. They sell out fast every year, so order now. Save 20% on our brand new My Crosses. They're designed in the likeness of the one I've worn every day for over 20 years. They come in men's and women's, and they're made right here in the USA. Get our 2025 six-piece My Towel sets for only $29.98. Our initial quantities are extremely low, so get them now before they go. And our best-selling standard MyPillows, just $14.98. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to take advantage of our first ever mega sale. But wait, remember that $75 free shipping rule? Well, that ship is sailed because right now, every order ships absolutely free. I'm excited to announce that we're having our first ever mega sale on overstock clearance and brand new products. For example, save over 50% on this season's flannel sheets. Queen size only $59.98. Kings only $69.98. They sell out fast every year, so order now. Save 20% on our brand new My Crosses. They're designed in the likeness of the one I've worn every day for over 20 years. They come in men's and women's, and they're made right here in the USA. Get our 2025 six-piece My Towel sets for only $29.98. Our initial quantities are extremely low, so get them now before they go. And our best-selling standard MyPillows, just $14.98. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to take advantage of our first ever mega sale. But wait, remember that $75 free shipping rule? Well, that ship is sailed because right now, every order ships absolutely free. I'm excited to announce that we're having our first ever mega sale on overstock clearance and brand new products. For example, save over 50% on this season's flannel sheets. Queen size only $59.98. Kings only $69.98. They sell out fast every year, so order now. Save 20% on our brand new My Crosses. They're designed in the likeness of the one I've worn every day for over 20 years. They come in men's and women's, and they're made right here in the USA. Get our 2025 six-piece My Towel sets for only $29.98. Our initial quantities are extremely low, so get them now before they go. And our best-selling standard MyPillows, just $14.98. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to take advantage of our first ever mega sale. But wait, remember that $75 free shipping rule? Well, that ship is sailed because right now, every order ships absolutely free. I'm excited to announce that we're having our first ever mega sale on overstock clearance and brand new products. For example, save over 50% on this season's flannel sheets. Queen size only $59.98. Kings only $69.98. They sell out fast every year, so order now. Save 20% on our brand new My Crosses. They're designed in the likeness of the one I've worn every day for over 20 years. They come in men's and women's, and they're made right here in the USA. Get our 2025 six-piece My Towel sets for...
All right, 8 o'clock, live from Studio 6B on a Thursday night, March 6th. Real America's Voice and across the airways of 103.9 LI News Radio. Welcome on in, everybody, on a Thursday night. Man, the week is flying by. Glad you're in. Slickster's back. Slick Rick's here to do sports. Slickster, how are you?
I'm doing good, Big D. I dipped into the chat last night about quarter of...
did you?
Last 15 minutes. Yeah, I was saying hello to some
we
friends.
missed you last night. How was the Purple Revolution?
The Purple Rain movie was fantastic with the band, The Revolution.
It was a movie, right?
It was a movie, yeah. It was nice. I got to watch it with my mom and my wife. It was redone. They reshot it. The quality of the film and the sound. It was really something great to see. I saw it actually last year. I forgot. When I was in Minneapolis, a few people saw it. I was one of them. But it was great to see it again, though, with Mom in the big theater.
Okay, very good. What's on the sports agenda today? Anything big happening in the sports world?
Yeah, well, it looks like Gavin Newsom's coming over to the other side now, finally, over the trans athletes, finally waking up there. I was surprised to see that today. And did you hear about that case involving those Chiefs fans that were killed? That's starting to come now. They finally found out what's going on. There was a booking with that today. Those fans that were killed in the backyard watching the game.
Yeah.
It was like 2 years ago.
Right.
Oh,
They found them frozen.
Yeah, so I had that story. That's very interesting, right? The fellas that were frozen.
Yeah.
The whole drug situation there. And Ron DeSantis had fun at the expense of Canada and their Stanley Cup trout earlier today. We're going to get into that.
Okay, very good. Rick Delgado's here. He's going to do the news. Mr. Delgado, how are you?
I am well. Doing good.
Your day was good?
My day was good. It was actually relaxing. I wasn't racing around like a lunatic. The one thing that jumped out at me, though, was just a few minutes ago. Did you see the liftoff video from SpaceX?
No, but I saw people over the Bahamas just now. I mean, I saw like a while ago people over the Bahamas said they saw something blow up.
No, this is a launch that happened. Let me see what time they posted it here on X. But it's on the SpaceX account on X. If you go there, man, oh man, the quality of this video is insanely good.
Is this different than something that malfunctioned or something?
This is from 6:34 today.
Okay. And is this the one that blew up?
I don't think so.
Okay, maybe I have my information
When did that
wrong.
happen?
I saw someone post something that they saw something blow up over the Bahamas, and I thought it was, and they tagged Elon Musk, so I thought it was one of his deals.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Like I said, the quality of this video on X, on the SpaceX account.
Yep.
Oh my, this doesn't even look real. Like it looks that clear. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But yeah, that's pretty cool. But it boggles my mind. Weren't we using the same technology? What is it? 50, 60 years ago? How come we're still using? We're lighting up
rocket boosters.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well,
what do they call bottle rockets and shooting them up in the air?
What would you like to use?
Propulsion systems that don't need all this fuel and can just kind of zoom.
Like what your UFOs use.
Right.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, hovercrafts.
Okay.
Maybe some, anti-gravity stuff that we've heard talked about in Congress.
Yeah.
That they can't talk about, but they talk about, but they can't talk about.
Okay.
Well, we'll check into that. Maybe you can do a little research before the end of the show. Maybe you can present that in hour 3. So anyways.
All right.
How
was your day?
It was fine, thank you. I was very busy, actually. But I have to say, today I have my first real problem with the president. My first real disagreement with the president happens today. This is a first. This is where I really put my foot down and said, no way, Jose, on this.
Right.
Peter Doocy was the one who actually brought this up, and I was so happy. I was hoping this was going to be in the State of the Union. This was going to be one of my big things I thought we would hear. I was hoping we would open with it. But here's Peter Doocy, cut 3 today, and one of the many things we took out of this Oval Office, about an hour and a half that the president did, but this is the one I put my foot down here. I am in total disagreement with the president on this, and it needs to be fixed. Roll it, Aaron.
The clocks are going to spring forward on Sunday. When are you going to get rid of daylight savings time?
Okay, are you ready? So, this should be the easiest one of all, but it's a 50-50 issue.
Oh, come on.
And if something's a 50-50 issue.
It's not 50-50.
Thank you, Delgado.
We need more daylight, baby.
We need more daylight.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Come on,
Thank
Mr.
you.
President.
What's going on here? This is not a Trump answer. It is not. Well, who's telling him this is a 50-50 issue?
I don't know.
50-50 issue? Come on, man.
Come on, man.
50-50?
And that's not hyperbole.
Yeah. What? Go ahead. Roll a little more of this.
It's hard to get excited about it. I assume people would like to have more light
Yes.
later, but some people want to have more light earlier because they don't want to take their kids to school in the dark.
Stop it.
No.
Maybe they want to hit the course at 6 a.m. There you go.
Oh, so maybe, Slick, you might be on it. Maybe this is a personal thing here.
Could be.
He wants to get out the Trump Doral with a little light out there.
That's right. Come on.
Nah, this is no 50-50 issue. And no. Nobody worries about taking their kids to school in the dark. Come on.
It's an 80-20 issue. It's something he's very good at being on the 80 side of, these 80-20 issues. I don't understand what the problem is.
All right, I want to know in the audience right here, right now, if you think this is a 50-50 issue. Or if this is an issue to you. Get rid of daylight savings. If you agree and you think it's not a 50-50 issue, type 1 right now in the chat. And then if you think it is a 50-50 issue and you want more light in the morning, type a 2. Anybody who types 2 gets blocked immediately. No, I'm just kidding. 1 or 2. This is not a 50-50 issue. Go ahead, roll the rest of it.
It's a little bit one way, but it's very much a 50-50 issue.
No, it's not.
It's something I can do,
Stop. You just said it's very much one way and then said, but it's a 50-50 issue.
It's night and day. Let's be honest.
I'm not buying this. There's something going on here. I don't know who's in his ear, but this is not exactly. I see all ones.
Yeah. I see it.
Well, I do see some 2s.
I see a
you
couple
got 4 in a row on
the 2's got to be banned. Let's immediately straight to jail with the 2s.
Yep.
Go ahead, finish it, Aaron.
A lot of people like it one way, a lot of people like it the other way. It's very even.
No.
And usually I find when that's the case, what else do we have to do?
Exactly.
Oh.
You just say, you know what?
Very
more
dismissive.
daylight in the evening.
He's dismissive about
That's
the whole
what you
thing.
do.
No. I'm putting my foot down on this one. This is my first real disagreement with the president here. This is not a 50-50 issue.
No, I mean,
Get it out.
the fact that you and I agree on this,
Yeah, that's monumental.
and you're going to be putting down your gigantic flip-flop on this issue is enough for me. I'm with you there, Damon.
Yeah, but we're missing something here with this because everybody seems to be in favor of more light. Why wouldn't you want to have more light? But some people, they want the dark, and I'm not. We're going to find out.
You think it's a 50-50 issue?
No, but I think there are some people. I think it's 80-20.
Right, that's what I said.
I think it's the old
If it's
80-20.
99-1, that's a lot.
Well, I think it's 80-20.
All right.
Aaron, where do you fall on this?
I want light later.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fran?
It doesn't matter. I'm here all the time.
It's true.
Wait, actually, you have a point. We don't even see the sunlight.
I mean, come on.
All right. Who was it? Rockstar Gen 75 says to check Elon's poll. I guess maybe he put a poll out on this.
Oh, he did?
Quite possibly.
Well, maybe check it. I mean, I just
check
see
A lot of ones.
I mean, there's a 1. I mean, there's a 2 here and there from maybe the bots. Those can't be real people, but it's just 1. Well, someone says 3, don't care. Okay, well, I guess.
That was Fran.
No, it wasn't Fran. Somebody else. But no, it's just 1s down the line. I mean, come on. This is what are we talking about
yeah,
here?
this is lights out here.
Peter Ducey, bravo for
Yeah.
I mean, this should have been
bringing it up.
should have been the opening of the speech on Tuesday. I'd like to start by saying daylight savings time, you're fired. This is what it should have started with.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it could have been
I would
alarming.
think so.
I don't know.
And I heard Peter Ducey ask this question today. I swear I was watching it live thinking, yes, let's get this right away, just like the Department of Education we heard today. Are you now not in favor of cutting right away? No. We're going to get rid of he's still in favor of cutting it. He says it's a 50-50 issue. I said, wait a second here. What's going on? This is no 50-50 issue. So that's a real problem. We're going to have to monitor this. I mean, I don't know what we can do about it. But it's no 50-50 issue according to us, and it's certainly not according to this audience.
Yeah, it's
90-10.
According to the Elon Musk daylight saving time poll, do you prefer an hour earlier? 42%. An hour later, 58%. So right now it's a 60, basically a 60-40 split.
42% said earlier?
I don't think they understand what that means. But he did have 1.3 million votes. So.
Carl on Facebook says, stick to rockets, Elon. Leave the daylight savings time stuff to us. We want the light later.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
It's always nice being able to, go out your door at 4:30 in the evening and there still be
and you can still get 18 in.
A full daylight out there.
Right, Slick?
Yeah, of course. Come on.
I mean, growing up as a kid, we used to eat dinner around probably 4:30, 5 o'clock, and then we run up to Wethersfield Country Club. which was about 2 minutes down the road.
Pickleball all night long.
No, they didn't have that back then. It was golf and only golf. No swimming, no tennis, none of this other nonsense.
None of these Twinkie sports.
This is a real golf. This is golf, man.
This is real men's
This is where they had the Greater Hartford Open, the Sammy Davis Jr. Greater Hartford Open for years on the PGA
Sammy.
Tour, which now has turned into the TPC Highland River Highlands there, Travelers.
Well, that just rolls off the tongue just as good.
But that was our course we were members at, and we used to go up there 4:30. We could play 18.
Oof.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on
now. We can't be
Sammy Davis. Oh, the Candyman can.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Groove it, man, groove it.
Oh man, those are great times.
Yeah.
All the PGA
I'm
used to have breakfast with all the PGA tours.
Those are the real stars.
Hubie Green,
back then.
Fuzzy Zeller,
Fuzzy, that's right.
my man Lee Trevino, who
That's
I
right.
caddied for.
Big D caddy for Lee Trevino. That's pretty epic.
Yeah.
Did he make that face that he made in what do you call it, the Adam Sandler movie?
He was absolutely the same off camera as you ever saw him on camera.
Really?
He wouldn't. If he started talking to you, he would not stop. He just would not stop. He wanted to show you his new grip, his new club, how you do this, how I flight the ball down, how I use just would never stop.
He didn't ask you for a bottle of water, did he?
No.
Okay, good thing.
No, but he used to tell me, I used to go out with him on the course, and he used to tell me what he was going to do on every shot. All right, you see what I'm going to do here? I'm going to flight this down. It's going to hit one stop and stop, and then he would do it. I was like, oh, man, crazy.
He's like the Larry Bird of golf.
Oh,
Yeah, very similar.
Yeah, he was unbelievable.
Very similar, so.
One of the best.
Well, there's a lot of other interesting things here. I don't have a minute and a half I want to get to, but do you remember yesterday we talked about Andrew Bailey, the Attorney General from Missouri?
Yes.
And I read the letter that he wrote to the Oversight Committee on, we need to do a little investigation here. Well, the Oversight Project, at Oversight PR on Twitter, has put their first, quick little tweet out about something that they've already looked at. And it's damn fascinating if I don't say so myself, and I'll tell you what that is, plus a lot more. The Democrats look at what his party did on Tuesday night from the New York Post. I'll give you that. And we'll do news and sports on a busy Thursday night. Real America's Voice and across the airways of 103.9 LI News Radio, live from Studio 6B. We're back right after this. Randy Carpenter says Damon needs to move to Arizona. That might be a good, I guess you have daylight there for a while.
Well, the thing is, they don't have
$1.99?
daylight savings time. They never change their clock.
Oh, there you go. I like that. Bible Destination, $1.99 Super Chat. Try, grow food for country need daylight savings. Okay.
By the way, you're both right about the SpaceX launch. The booster was caught and landed, but the spaceship that they were testing exploded up in space.
Oh,
Thank
really?
you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Big D's on it.
But the takeoff was amazing. But again, why are we still using millions of gallons of gas?
Charlie says, Big D keeps saying get rid of daylight savings time, but then you say you want more daylight later. Yes, because I think what you want is you want standard, right? Is that
right.
You want to get rid of daylight savings so you're always on standard
time, which is
more light later. That's the point.
Right, which is spring forward.
Am I wrong about that?
At that time.
Or is Charlie wrong about that on X? Chat. Delgado, I saw your video today, like Jesus Perez says.
What video?
I have no idea. Oh, maybe the YouTube video that got released today was your take on the Epstein files, I think I saw.
Oh. I don't know anything about that. But thank you. What am I watching?
Someone said, no, Damien, you're right. It's standard time. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Then someone says, no, Damon is wrong. Patty on Facebook says I'm wrong.
Exactly.
Pixie Clement. Whatever. Pixie Clement says you're on fire tonight, Big D. Fire, fire. Yeah, fire. Fire it. Damon, yes, you are wrong. Dave Syverson, one more hour to not do reads. Wanda says you're wrong. Okay, so maybe I'm wrong. Whatever. So what the hell is it called? Bible Destination, $1.99 Super Chat. You want standard and less food but more golf.
Right.
Okay, that sounds good.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought we were going for.
I don't know. It's moving so fast and I can't even keep up. You're right. He's wrong. You're wrong. He's right. Okay, everybody is saying I'm wrong.
We on the radio tonight?
Yes, we are.
I don't think the Islanders are playing
I don't
tonight.
know. I don't
They're
think
not
I am
playing.
wrong, but we'll go. All right, 17 past the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Thursday night. Real America's Voice and across the airways of 103.9 LI News Radio. Glad you're in. Slick's going to do sports. Delgado's going to do some news. Aaron and Fran holding it down as always. Vin's off the rest of the week. He'll be back next week. Paul will be back on Monday. Kevin Downey Jr., I believe, will be in tomorrow night for a Friday night pizza Friday. Delgado will not be here, so it'll be me, KDJ.
Yeah,
and
Studio
Slickster.
8H. Yeah.
We'll be back to Studio 8H with Steve Bannon tomorrow night. That's really one of my favorite clips, I think,
That's
ever.
a classic.
Now, when are you? Now, since I'm not here, and I've been.
Yes, we will party and have. Oh, wait. So what?
Since I'm not going to be here, who's going to be getting the pizza?
Damon.
Wow.
Why are you laughing, Aaron? Well, because he says me. What do you mean? I get it every week. I just like you to know, even though I don't physically get it. So what are you talking about?
Damon, he won't pick it up. He'll have DoorDash bring it on. One of those guys.
I'm not going to go there and pick it up.
Yeah,
but then-
he's not,
then
no,
they get-
we're not having Delgado delivery.
And then they're gonna bring it next door to the motel.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna have to send somebody to run over there and grab it.
You'll run over there.
That is
I'm not gonna be
Where are
here.
you going tomorrow night now? What are you on, like the Ticket Express this week? What are you going to see this week?
Yeah, where are you going?
Him going to the movies, you going to the Knicks, and tomorrow you're going to see who are you going to see tomorrow night? Stevie Vaughn or Fleetwood Mac or somebody?
He's gone.
I don't know if I
Stevie
should tell
Nicks,
you
I
now.
meant?
Now I don't know if I should tell you.
He's seeing aliens.
Alien?
Aliens.
No, you told me already. It's some cheesy music group or something.
No, it's not.
What do you mean? No, it's not.
Delgado, where are you going? What is this, poker?
I'm going to see. A friend of mine offered me tickets.
Oh, God.
Maybe she was trying to get rid of them. Ancient Aliens Live.
It's not a band?
No, it's not.
Stop the show. Let's just do a whole thing on this.
Wait a second. Hold on. Ancient Aliens Live is not a show. It's not a music group.
Now you know why he didn't want to tell us.
Not.
It's
Now you know
what is it?
Channel.
It's the Ancient Alien guys from the
History
History Channel.
Yeah,
I guess
it's
they're
History
doing a
Channel.
symposium or something.
It's a Zoom call.
Wait a second. Stop the madness here. You're going to take the night off from doing this show to go watch some guys from the History Channel talk about aliens?
What is it, a lecture?
Or are you part of the show?
I'm going to
He is the show.
Spotlight hits Delgado, and here we go.
Delgado, my favorite
What?
Martian. Here he is.
Oh, where is this being held?
Right in Patchogue.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
In Patchogue? Wait, a Patchogue Theater?
I think so, yeah.
Oh,
Well, at least, Delgado, we could say this. You are dedicated to your craft of UFOs and aliens. So good for you. So I
Yes,
hope you
it's
have
going to have
hope you have-
Mark Pope, Giorgio Tsoukalos,
Oh, yeah, I know
Oh,
that.
George
Household name.
There. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Sure.
Jason
Haven't heard from him in a while.
Martell,
Who?
Jason Martell, and William Henry.
Oh, you're
Wow.
kidding me. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All four.
it's a fly-by-night panel.
What? This is serious stuff.
Delgado, you've taken the cake here now. Oh, man.
All right, let's do sports.
All
All right, let's do sports on this fly-by-night panel.
What are you talking about?
Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell and MyPillow. I mean, I don't even know what to say about this anymore. Slick, what's going on in sports?
All right, Big Geek. Men's Division I basketball, NCAA. We're getting ready. Hey, it's our Selection Sunday. You're coming up on the 16th. Can't wait for that. We're going to be getting to March Madness, but this is the early part of March where everybody's jockeying for position. And we have FAU right now trailing UAB 57-55, 13 to go there in the second half. Iowa leads Michigan State early, 11 minutes to go there in the first, 18-13. Charlotte's taking on North Texas, 9 p.m. NHL, to the ice we go. Red Wings 2-1 over the Utah Hockey Club, 8 to go there in the second. Actually, all these games are in the second period, midway second. Sabres and Lightning tied at 3. Panthers blanking the Blue Jackets 1-0 midway there. Jets 4-0 over the Flyers. Hurricanes lead the Bruins 2-1 down in Carolina, 12 to go there in the second. Kraken and the Predators tied at 1, 12 to go there in the first. Also in the first, Flames blanking the Stars 1-0. A couple more games on tap tonight. Canadians are out in Edmonton taking the Oilers 9 o'clock, and then the Sharks and Av with a 9:30 p.m. puck drop out in Colorado. NBA, to the hardwood we go. Celtics right now in the TD Garden leading the sapless Sixers here, 42-34, 7 to go there in the second. Hawks over the Pacers, 42-47 there in the second, and the Bulls over the Magic, 69-66 at the half. Yep. 2 booked in case involving death of Chiefs fan who froze to death in backyard. Very terrible sports story that we had run about 2 years ago, year and a half ago. This is Warner Todd Houston of Breitbart. 2 men have been charged over the Kansas City Chiefs fans who froze to death in the backyard of a suburban home early last year. Jordan Wills, owner of the home where the fans were found on January 9th of last year, was arrested and charged in the deaths, along with Ivory Carson, in connection with the deaths of Ricky Johnson Jr., 38 years young, David Harrington, 37, and Clayton McGeeney, 36, according to the New York Post. In February, toxicology reports had found lethal levels of cocaine and other drugs in the bloodstreams of the deceased fans. The 3 victims were not found for 2 days after the January 7th game. The group had gathered to watch at Willis's home. Willis and Carson faced charges of manslaughter and 2 counts of delivering a controlled substance after investigators found a bag of cocaine that had Willis's DNA on it, along with a bag of fentanyl that sported Carson's DNA. Prosecutors also say that a witness saw a plate of cocaine in the room where the fans were watching the game. The witnesses also said that Willis supplied the drugs, according to the Platte County prosecutor Erica Zond. The 3 victims were reportedly seen smoking marijuana and using cocaine during the game, Zond added. Police also say that Carson was identified as a supplier of drugs on the victims' phones. This case is a tragic reminder of the dangers of street drugs, the prosecutor said, but make no mistake, the people that supply those drugs can and will be held accountable when people overdose. Willis had claimed that he did not know that his friends were lying dead in his own backyard. Oof. But Kansas City Police Chief Stacey Graves says the case will serve as a warning. You will be held accountable, you will be arrested, and you will be charged. So that was just a terrible story. I mean, listen, guys were having a good time watching the game. I thought they were just having a few too many beers, but apparently they were having a little too much of the other stuff. And of course, we know these street drugs are a real problem. We see in deaths constantly with the wrong calibrated fentanyl coming in from China. I mean, my own man Prince, I'm pretty sure he died from a tainted prescription drug that wasn't a prescription. It was something that they might have bought somewhere else. Speculative, but I have a bad feeling about that. And I spent 33 years in the pharmacy world, so I've seen a lot of this go on. It's very sad. Why do you think you could buy a Narcan like a chapstick now in a convenience store?
So the guy who got charged, obviously, still alive.
Right.
His friends,
3 friends.
Were they regular users and they were just using as they normally would, and he always provided them, or he just provided them this night and it was bad? Did he know it was bad? What are they charging him with? Murder?
They didn't disclose that deal. They still manslaughter, which more or less same, similar case. Not exactly, but they charged them with manslaughter. Willis and Carson faced charges of manslaughter and 2 counts of delivering a controlled substance after the investigators found a bag of cocaine that had one guy's DNA on it, that Willis's DNA, and then the fentanyl. Apparently, they may have mixed the two. That's probably what they did. They probably mixed the two together to get which is something that's commonly done. And it's a terrible case. But these guys froze to death for 2 days out in the back in the cold because they were so high they probably just fell asleep, and they were intoxicated, and they were just a terrible story. I'm sure as the case proceeds there'll be more details, but that story that broke yesterday, that news late last night, I heard that. So, and that's a wrap in sports. Big D, back to you.
All right, 25 past the hour. We'll do some more sports with Slick coming up live from Studio 6B. We'll do some news with Delgado. So let me just quickly get to the oversight project. This is the first thing that they came out with on Joe Biden. They said whoever controlled the autopen controlled the presidency. We gathered every document we could find with Biden's signature over the course of his presidency. All used the same autopen signature except for the announcement that former President Biden was dropping out of the race last year. I'll show you what these signatures look like when we get back. Live from Studio 6B. Coming back right after this. Right here. Ancient Aliens Live.
Live.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. On stage.
90-minute live experience celebrates the long-running Ancient Aliens on the History Channel and features leading ancient astronaut theorist Giorgio Tsoukalos, investigative mythologist William Henry, UK government UFO investigator Nick Pope.
That's a guy. That's a big guy.
And ancient civilizations expert Jason Martell as they discuss thought-provoking extraterrestrial theories on fan-favorite topics from ancient Egypt to the moon, paving the long road to disclosure. Ancient Aliens. Oh, my God.
I've got a good summation of the show right here, damn it.
Can you?
This is pretty much what it is.
I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, can you imagine what Delgado's going to come back from this show?
Any questions from the audience? Delgado's going to get, hi, Rick Delgado, co-host on Live from Studio 6B.
I can't even
I'm here representing the conservative.
Tonight might be Delgado's last show. Just to the audience. I don't know if I can deal with it. Damon, are you going to give us tickets for Ancient Aliens? No, I am not.
Man.
All right, I'm gonna. Can I be totally honest right now?
Please.
It actually
Aren't you always?
It sounds interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
It piqued your interest?
But see, I would go into it with just the idea of just to hear wacky and wild stuff. Delgado's going to come out of it thinking he wants to jump in something that goes to the. That's the difference. The difference is I would leave it and he's going to leave it and start doing investigations.
They're having it at the Patchogue Theater. You know what I want out of this? I'd love to have the Mars bar concession. We can make a fortune just selling Mars candy bars to all these nuts.
I mean, the show was on for 21 seasons, so it's pretty popular.
So what do you think Delgado?
Oh, it's popular.
What is he going to come out like, Fran? Yeah, it's exactly. Just you can't even.
Invigorated.
Yeah, exactly. Invigorated in all the wrong ways.
Vindicated. That's how I'm going to come out. You know, while I'm standing in the bathroom, I can hear everything in my ear.
Who's the sponsor? Reynolds Aluminum Wrap? Are they the sponsors of this event?
I don't know.
Oh, tin foil. It's crazy.
Can't blame Delgado for looking for his people. That's true.
You're right. Yeah.
These aren't illegal immigrants.
That's true.
Aliens. Whatever.
That's true. All right, 30 minutes past the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Thursday night. Real America's Voice and across the airways of 103.9 LI News Radio. Glad you're in, everybody. Slick's doing sports. Delgado will do some news here in a second. Aaron and Fran holding it down on the big board. So the Oversight Project, as we talked about last night, Attorney General Bailey from Missouri said, we need to have an investigation into Joe Biden's presidency and whether everything he signed was actually signed by him, because, as we all know, it's dog track time for him for most of the 4 years. And we need to know if he actually was the one doing all of this, or if he actually knew what the hell was going on, or if it was Susan Rice and Obamaites in there actually signing this stuff, or just, taking his hand and making him sign it, but he had no idea what was going on. And he brought up some examples of some other things that had happened that he was questioning, like, oh, that's what we did? Remember, what was it? The energy thing? Or the
it was the LNG thing that Mike Johnson was talking to him about, saying that, you put a stop to it.
Right, I thought we were just doing a study.
Right. He said, no, yeah. I just authorized a study. He goes, no, you didn't. You put a stop to it.
So throw this up, Aaron, if you can, on the screen. Whoever controlled the autopen controlled the presidency. And they say, we gathered every document we could find with Biden's signature over the course of his presidency. All used the same autopen signature, except for the announcement that the former president was dropping out of the race last year. Here is the autopen signature. And so there's something from 2022, Thursday, August 11, 2022. You see it there. Something from December 30th, 2024. You see it there.
Now, what do you mean autopen? Is that...
Well, they don't actually physically, like his signature.
Yeah, you just, right.
That's what I thought.
Here's the signature from Biden announcing he was dropping out of the race. Down here.
Rubbing it.
As you can see the auto pen up here, you can see this. Excuse me?
What is that?
Did he sign it with his left hand?
Oh, that is crazy.
With his teeth?
That does not look the same.
No. Not even. Did Jill sign it?
Well, that's a good question. But this is the signature of him dropping out of the race. It does not look like the rest of them.
No, sir.
Now, with the auto pen, okay, but they're going to have a hard time proving who actually, I guess, pushed the button to make it happen.
I absolutely agree.
Right?
I'm just bringing up the point that this is the first thing they're putting out. And, it's pretty interesting that, this signature looks absolutely nothing like R. Biden Jr. This one says R. The R is completely different. The Biden's completely different. And there's no Jr. And this one actually looks like Bidus, like almost Midas with a B on it.
Right.
This one down here. Look at this. This it looks like, I don't know what this looks like.
Maybe it's Harris.
But you look like R. Bidus as compared to this R. Biden and the clearer Jr.
Yeah.
So who signed this? Because clearly he didn't.
Because the B isn't even close.
No, the juniors.
The R isn't close.
And these two obviously are identical.
The only thing they were able to get right was the straight line for the J.
I see that.
So you would think the announcement of you dropping out of the presidential race. I don't know.
Well, he wasn't at the White House when he did that, right? He was in Delaware, from what I understand. When he dropped out, it was a Sunday. Could it be that he signed it then?
And then his signature changes and was based on his location?
Well, if you're saying it's an electronic signature, he's pushing a button and it just pumps out his thing.
A notary of the Republic.
And then for that one, he's doing it freehand.
Yeah, then autopen is a saved digital signature from who knows when. He could have had that when he was vice president, and that's his real signature on the other one. Shows his degradation over time.
Yeah. Certainly anything's possible. But just to continue with the oversight project, they said, same thing. Recall that former President Biden admitted to Speaker Johnson that he did not remember signing an executive order housing LNG exports. So who signed it? For investigators to determine whether the then President Biden actually ordered the signature of relevant documents, or if he even had the mental capacity to, they must first determine who controlled the auto pen and what checks were there in place. For investigators to determine whether the then president actually ordered the signature of relevant legal documents, or if he had the mental capacity to do it, they have to determine who controlled the auto pen and what checks were given in place. Given President Biden's decision to revoke executive privilege for individuals advising Trump during his first presidency, this is a knowable fact that can be determined with the correct legal process. So, boy, I don't know. I just found that And again, maybe what you say is absolutely right, but I don't know. Seems to me like there's a lot more smoke that there could be fire here than it's just explainable off that he never really signed anything legitimately with his actual own signature.
Right.
He signed executive orders. You could compare him with those. Right? I mean, we saw him sign things in the Oval
we saw
Office.
him signing things at the tiny desk they gave him, right?
Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to see where this goes. But boy, I thought that was very interesting. So,
and to Fran's point, if that was his signature at the beginning of his term, and then you see how it degraded to the end of his term, yeesh. That's another sign to be like, hey, well, maybe we do need to. What else has he signed? Aside, I'm sure he signed other things, between his start of his presidency till the end. And if his real signature degraded to that point, there could be some greeting cards that he signed. Hey, let me sign that for the kid, the birthday card or something. Let's take a look at that. You know what I mean? If they're gonna go that far, that's what they'd have to do. They have to come across all these other documents that he actually signed with his own hand to kind of compare them.
Yeah. I mean, either way, like you say, it's going to be hard to prove anything in this kind of a case. But, all right, 36 past the hour, almost 37 past the hour. Let's do some news. And here with that is Rick Delgado. What's going on, Delgado?
All right. Well, earlier today, of course, the House did its job, and they went and censured Representative Al Green for his outburst on the House floor during President Trump's speech on Tuesday. Here it is, cut number 7, as Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, announces it. Cut number 7. Check this out.
By its adoption of House Resolution 189, the House has resolved that Representative Al Green be censured, that Representative Al Green forthwith present himself in the well of the House of Representatives for the pronouncement of censure, and that Representative Al Green be censured with public reading of this resolution by the Speaker.
And then from there, the Democrats start singing some unintelligible hymn that they think is going to, I don't know, do something. Who knows? But that's the unhinged left.
The House had come to order.
So there you have it. Again, I don't know what being censured means. It's a slap on the wrist. It means, oh, you were naughty. Don't be naughty again, or we'll write another tersely worded letter, I guess. I don't know.
Try not to be a jackass your whole life, basically.
We'll put something in your super secret file. I don't know if you caught this, Damon. It seems to be all over the place. Democrats basically...
By the way, they should all be censured for being stupid. How about that?
I like it. And you could add AOC and some of her other female Congress people to that list. There's a handful of Democratic Congresswomen, including AOC, were ruthlessly roasted after appearing in a cringy Choose Your Fighter TikTok clip that, unfortunately for them, has gone viral. I don't know if you've seen this, Damon. Cut number 6.
No.
Check this out.
I'm afraid to.
This guy.
They did this on purpose.
Oh, that one's rough. Oh, there's Janet.
Oh, there she is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What's that supposed to show? They're standing in solidarity against Trump? That they're fighting, or what is that?
I guess they're going to fight. I guess that's the theme behind this. The video features, of course, New York's Ocasio-Cortez, Representative Lauren Underwood from Illinois, Representative Catherine Clark out of Massachusetts, Judy Chu out of California, Jasmine Crocker-Crap out of Texas, and Susie Lee out of Nevada. Also with fun facts about them and music from, of course, Super Smash Brothers in the background. I guess this is supposed to be something that kind of, maybe they're trying to reach out to the young kids.
The left can't meme to save their life.
They can't do anything.
They can't do anything like this. They try to be like all these little things they try to do to think, oh, this is going to be so cool. I mean, it's just brutally, just awful.
Yeah. So,
like if it was funny, like, oh, okay, it's funny, good, or whatever. Right. But they're so awful at it. They don't even do it well.
Right. You would get some attention for it to be like, oh, look, they're kind of getting their sea legs under them.
Let me see that again, Aaron. Play that one more time.
She doesn't want to.
Choose your fighter. Okay, so they're all fighting. Okay. That's AOC? Okay. That one's all right. That one's brutal. That's really awful. Jasmine, okay. Boom, boom, boom. Okay.
Yeah. So there you have it. You can choose your fighter.
Wow, what a difference they make.
All of a sudden, wow, they've really solidified that 20% of America right behind them.
Really making a big difference there.
Yeah,
really cutting through the lines here, boy.
Getting it out there and making sure that people know where they stand on issues.
Yeah.
Trump pauses tariffs on Canadian imports covered by USMCA for at least 1 month. A new deal coming out as 50% of imports from Mexico and Canada are now being covered under the USMCA trade policy are going to get a special carve out till the end of the month. This was announced earlier today, signed an executive action. President Trump did that would delay that 25% tariff on Canadian imports to the U.S. covered by the USMCA. According to CNN, Trump signed the action that would delay the 25% tariff on Canada and Mexico being imported. The outlet reported about 50% of those imports from Mexico and 36% would be coming from Canada. Trump posted on Truth Social about the change in policy, but only mentioned that the tariffs lifted being on Mexico after speaking with President Claudia Sheinbaum. He wrote on Truth Social. He says, I have agreed that Mexico will not be required to pay tariffs on anything that falls under the USMCA. The agreement is until April 2nd. I did this as an accommodation and out of respect for President Sheinbaum. Our relationship has been a very good one, and we are working hard together on the border, both in terms of stopping illegal aliens from entering the U.S. and likewise stopping fentanyl. Thank you, President Sheinbaum, for your hard work and cooperation. So, according to this, they're going to continue working together, and I guess that's one of the powers of tariffs is, hey, we're going to impose this, and they'll come to the table and make another deal and say, hey, can we delay at least this much and maybe buy some time, and it's a way of getting it done. So we'll see how this works out, but right now, April 2nd is the date where this agreement will go into full effect, and the reciprocal tariffs will be kicking in for all countries. So there you have it.
Okay. The markets hate this back and forth, doing it, not doing it, doing it. Oh, now we're going to give them a break. Then we're going to redo it. It's kind of what you see in the markets. They just hate the instability and the kind of like, well, what are we doing? And you've seen that now for a couple days in a row. Market is absolutely just tanked on these kind of, it goes up and then all of a sudden policy seems to change and then the market tanks, which of course it did today, this afternoon again. All right, 43 past the hour, live from Studio 6B. We're back. More news coming up right after this.
Chat.
You're still trying to figure out if you want daylight savings time?
Yeah, because I think I'm right. And everybody, including my mother, keeps telling me I'm wrong.
You want permanent daylight savings time. You want it to be lighter later, correct?
I just asked Grok. I said, if we want sunlight longer all year long, we need to get rid of question mark. And it filled in by saying, some argue that getting rid of DST entirely and sticking to standard time year-round provides more consistent sunlight patterns. So what am I missing?
Well, do you want more light at the end of the day or the beginning of the day? It's the same amount of light. The light doesn't change.
Right, the time of the clock does.
I want it at the end of the day.
Then you want permanent daylight savings time.
I thought it was standard time.
I think it is. I'm sticking to it.
I mean, we're in standard time now until Sunday.
Oh, this Sunday's the clock?
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
when we go into daylight savings.
That's right.
Yep. I think you're right.
I think I'm right?
No, you're not.
No, I'm not.
Standard time in the U.S. is used from the first Sunday in November until the second Sunday in March.
Well, I know that. I know we're going into daylight savings time starting Sunday.
So you want to stay in daylight savings time.
I know that's what it seems, but I saw somebody say that's not right. That's not the way to think about it. But maybe I'm okay.
Well, we're going to set the clocks ahead an hour, so
you want that so basically you want that to be the standard time. Right. I think that's what he's trying to say.
yeah, permanent daylight savings time.
All right, 13 to the hour live from Studio 6B on Thursday night. Real America's Voice and across the airways of 103.9 LI News Radio. Let's do some sports. Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell. MyPillow, LFS6B is the promo code to use if you're going to shop at MyPillow. It'll give you great savings. Head over to livefromstudio6b.com/LFS6B and you'll see all the deals for just this audience. And then use code LFS6B as your promo code at checkout, and you get 50-60% off whatever you put in your cart. It's a great savings from Mike. Slick's got sports. Slickster, what's going on?
All right, Big D, I think you thought you heard it all on this show, but I got some sports for you tonight. Iditarod update. Whoa, I'm on it. Alice Palco in the chat, she was in the YouTube chat. She goes, enough, Rick. Let's get on to the Iditarod updates. We got an update from Anchorage, Alaska, Big D. It kicked
All right,
off.
now wait, just hold a second. Let's slow your roll here.
Come on.
Are we doing this because you're trying to cater to a small niche of people, or is there a great?
I think there's a
wanting
groundswell.
out there? Oh, there is.
A groundswell of people
Oh.
that want to hear about Iditarod.
They want to know who let the dogs out.
That's it, Big D. They want to know who's mushing and who's pushing. And we're mushing and pushing on this show. Come on now, here we go. We got the Iditarod in Alaska, Anchorage, Alaska. Last year's winner, Dallas Seavey. You know how long it took, Big D? 9 days, 2 hours, and 16 minutes to win last year. So this is a long one.
That's how long it's going to take Delgado to get over Ancient Aliens Live.
That's how long it takes Delgado to get done with what even is that. But that's another story for a different decade. Here we go, Big D. Let's get into it. So veteran musher Paige Drobny wins the Feast on the Yukon Award. This is an Iditarod staff. They got a whole staff up there, Big D. Veteran musher Paige Drobny, who's running in bib number 26 of Cantwell, Alaska, is the first musher to arrive at the Galena checkpoint on the Yukon River on Thursday, March 6th at 6:37 a.m. What are they about? They're about 8 hours behind, right? 10 hours behind Alaska. With 15 dogs in harness. In doing so, Paige claims the Feast on the Yukon Award, I bet you guys never heard of that one, presented since 1983. This award is typically given to the musher to arrive in Ruby even years on the northern route and the first musher to arrive to the Yukon River in odd years on the southern route. Boy, this is something to follow. This year, given the route change, the award is given to the first musher to reach the Galena checkpoint. Of course, she gets a great dinner, and we're going to keep an eye on this, Big D. We'll have the final mush of it's going to be probably, we got to figure, start on Saturday, so we're looking at probably next Monday night, Tuesday. We're going to have the final on the Iditarod. So, all right, Iditarod update 2025 here. You heard it live on Studio 6B. Oh. Time for any other sports, or I lost my job?
No. I'm on the edge of my seat for that, but you got plenty of time, Slick. Take the whole segment here.
No, Big D.
What else we got?
I don't think anybody's ever referred to you as a mush.
Any curling updates? Any cricket? What do you got? What else
we
you
got your favorite guy in the news from California, Gavin Newsom. Now he's in Breitbart Sports today, and
water balloon something.
Yeah, no, come on.
Oh, okay.
Deeply unfair. California Governor Gavin Newsom suddenly breaks with Democrats over trans athletes. This is Iditarod Houston on the report from Breitbart. Hard left California Democrat Governor Gavin Newsom, who wants to run for president in 2028, is suddenly breaking with Democrat establishment over transgender athletes and now says forcing females to play against males is deeply unfair. Newsom delivered his surprising proclamation after he fell on his head during a conversation with conservative activist Charlie Kirk, chief of the popular organization Turning Point USA. When Kirk asked Newsom about his thoughts on trans athletes during the recent podcast, the governor went in a surprising direction. I think it's an issue of fairness. I completely agree with you on that. It's an issue of fairness. It's deeply unfair, Newsom exclaimed. I'm not wrestling with this fairness issue, Newsom said. I totally agree with you. I revere sports, so the fairness of issue is completely legit. Kirk brought up polling that shows that the American people, by and large, oppose trans athletes playing in girls and women's sports, and Newsom agreed that the Democrats are getting crushed on the issue, which is obvious. Newsom also tried to play up his sympathy for transgender people, though. That's easy to call out the unfairness of that. There's also a humility and a grace, he insisted. These poor people are more likely to commit suicide, anxiety, and depression, and the way that people talk down to vulnerable communities is an issue that I have a hard time with as well. So both things I can hold in my hand. Newsom's comments serve as more evidence that he is triangulating his positions to prepare for a run for the White House in 2028. So I guess he's getting out on the tightrope there a little bit, Big D. Wants to balance both, but he's too far gone. I don't think he's got any chance.
I'm not buying one second.
Well, Charlie Kirk, we know Charlie
slick.
comes on the network here as well. But despite Newsom's attempt to characterize trans depression as a result of people attacking them, the statistics seem to show that the risk of suicide amongst transgender people doubles after they have so-called gender-affirming care, suggesting that transgender procedures and therapies do not help them gain peace of mind. Another recent study found that depression rates in trans patients also show a deep climb after gender-affirming care. So we don't want to go down that path. But so the governor was out there, Big D, agreeing with Charlie Kirk. But is he going to run in 2028? Is that for real? I think Newsom, they're floating him, possibly, as a candidate?
Who else can they run? Jasmine Crockett?
Kamala Harris? No, she's not.
Kamala Harris? Go ahead, please.
Well, Tampon Tim is.
Tim Wall? Yeah, please.
He's throwing his string in the ring.
I hope they do.
Yeah.
I hope they do. I don't know who their top 5 would be. I think I'd welcome any one of them.
Yep.
Well, you got Liz Warren. She's a hot shot.
Bring it on.
Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Bring the commie. Yeah.
Maybe Chuck Schumer.
No, too old. He'll be
he could run
the dog track.
He could run as a woman, like Trump said. Be the first female president.
Pocahontas on Chuck Wagon, maybe. But no, that's not going to happen. Big D, that's a wrap in sports. Back to you. I'll have an Iditarod update in about 8 days.
Okay.
Mush.
Right, Slick,
Mush.
Very good. Moosh, I think someone said it's pronounced.
Mush. Hey,
no,
tomato.
No. Moosh.
Moosh. Okay, because it's a very moving
like they're saying
sport.
Move.
Move. Okay.
Maybe not. All right, 7 minutes till the hour. Let's do some news before we wrap hour 1. And here with that's Rick Delgado. What's going on, Delgado?
All right. Well, a celebratory day, I think, for those of us on the right side of the aisle, as New York FBI Field Chief James Dennehy is, he exited the New York FBI field office today to the sound of a few clapping members and some bagpipes as they escorted him out of the building. Here's cut number 8. You can see it for yourself as he gets escorted out of the New York field office. Cut 8. Huge crowd turned out for him.
People were waiting outside the agency's headquarters in Lower Manhattan today as James Dennehy left the building. Dennehy claims he was forced to retire, but in a letter to his office, he says he was not given a reason for that decision. Dennehy had a message for his colleagues today.
And Semper Fidelis means always faithful. I will always be faithful to this country, to this organization, and most of all, I will always be faithful to you. And I appreciate you being faithful to me, to this office, and more importantly, our mission. So thank you, and I will be your best cheerleader on the outside. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so there you have it. The leader of the New York field office, James Dennehy, departs, and I'm sure we'll see him turn up on CNN, MSNBC, and he'll get a nice cushy job at a law firm somewhere. So there you have it. He has now exited the building. Mm-hmm. According to this, he did...
What's the Epstein update for today?
We don't have an Epstein update for today.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
All right, I'll go. We'll wait till tomorrow and get one then.
Exactly. But I don't know if you saw this, as President Trump was doing taking some questions today. He did also sign some proclamations. This one celebrating women. Speaking of Gavin Newsom there, here's cut number 13 as he signs a proclamation for women proclaiming this, the month of women. Cut number 13.
A proclamation that proclaims
Cuban
March
hates
2025 as Women's History Month in honor of all the wonderful women in your administration, all the wonderful women in America, and in honor of everything you've done for women and this administration has done for women in just, a month and a half?
No, who is that?
We've done a
Why don't
lot.
I recognize that person?
And women have done
probably
a
should.
lot for us, right? This is an honor. We have a wonderful woman here, Maria Bartiromo.
Thank you so much.
Nice to have you, Maria.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, and thanks for all that you're doing for women.
Thank you. She's going to do an interview of me later. Maybe I shouldn't do this interview. I should be like Biden, not do any interviews.
There he is.
That's great.
I guess, speaking of signing
Women,
things,
we love you.
definitely tell that's his signature.
That's a signature you're not going to miss. I love his signature.
So there you have it.
Okay. All right, it's a wrap. Hour 1 coming back. Hour 2 live from Studio 6B on a Thursday night.
Fran, who's the guy?
What guy?
That's what I said.
The audience will know. Who's the attorney who always gives Trump his executive orders to sign? He was on the show. Thank you, Will Scharf. God.
Oh, yeah, Will Scharf.
Will Scharf. I don't know who that was.
That wasn't him, though.
Is she a White House attorney? Counsel?
Probably.
Never seen her before.
I know she's Irish. Ask me how I know that.
I heard her say it.
I heard her say it. Correct.
How do you know she's telling the truth? Well, she works for the president.
Lindsay Halligan. That's her name.
I don't know who that is.
Woman identified as Lindsay Halligan presented the ceremonial proclamations to Trump.
Okay.
Yeah, that was her. Lindsay Halligan.
Said that they
She's let's see, Lindsay Halligan. She's a lawyer licensed to practice in Florida.
Damon, ask Slick why he doesn't come to X. I don't know, because he's in the YouTubes.
Listen, you have to understand, we're doing live TV here. I got to have somewhat of a brain here.
Because if he goes to X and YouTube, then people write in and say, tell that guy on sports to get off his phone and look at the camera.
Right.
Yes.
Tell him to get off his phone, that guy. Somebody said that.
So he can't be everywhere and do everything and make everybody happy.
And he's still got to go to see his Prince stuff.
Are there planes grounded in Florida? SpaceX? Chad.
Yes, I saw some of that.
I mean, that would seem logical.
There was a debris warning for that area.
Yeah.
I thought you said it exploded over water.
Well, there's air over the water where planes go.
Yeah,
planes fly over water sometimes.
I understand that. But,
especially on
so what you're saying is that debris is still floating in the air.
Yes.
There was debris coming down into the airspace area around Florida.
You think they'll have any sample UFO debris at this event?
2, live from Studio 6B on a Thursday night. Real America's Voice and across the airways of 103.9 LI News Radio. Glad you're in. On a Thursday, hour 2 of the show. Slick's got some more sports to do. Delgado's got some more news. Aaron and Fran holding it down as always. If you're on social media, wherever you're watching, we appreciate it. YouTube, X, Rumble, Getter, Facebook, YouTube, Kick, TikTok, Instagram, wherever you're watching, we appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. And, of course, head over to livefromstudio6b.com. Make sure you sign up to be a member there. Join the loyalty program. Best way to get free stuff, get free loyalty points. We try to give points away for people who are active in the chat and who are signed up for the loyalty program. And, of course, it's absolutely free to sign up. Head over to livefromstudio6b.com. Bunch of great new merch over at the website as well. New What Even Is That updated logo. Some new hats, all kinds of great stuff over there. So head over to livefromstudio6b.com. Some Vinnie Mac stuff coming out in the next week or two as well. So look out for that. Let's get to a couple things here. I saw this, and boy, this I thought was just absolutely fantastic. And I don't know who Robert Holden is, but I believe he's a Democrat from New York, which you wouldn't think I'd be leading by saying, boy, this is fantastic, and then saying it's by a Democrat in, I think, one of the boroughs of New York. But I believe that's where he's from. He has an opinion piece today in the New York Post, and it's entitled, "As a lifelong Democrat, I never thought I'd see my party embarrass itself so much." He says, as a lifelong Democrat, I never imagined I would watch my own party embarrass itself so thoroughly and so publicly as we did during Tuesday's joint session of Congress. From obnoxious booing to childish protest signs, to a sitting member of Congress having to be physically removed from the chamber, Democrats turned what should have been a solemn, dignified event into a bad reality show. And for what? To go viral on TikTok? To book a new slot on MSNBC to brag about their resistance? Nothing was more disgraceful than when my colleagues refused to stand or clap when 13-year-old DJ Daniel, a brain cancer survivor, was made an honorary Secret Service agent. The boy beat cancer and dreamed of protecting the president. That dream came true when President Trump honored him, a beautiful human moment that should have transcended politics. Democrats, we used to be the party of compassion. The party that stood up for the vulnerable, celebrated stories of triumph over adversity. Now, we can't even clap for a kid who beat cancer if the quote-unquote wrong president is standing beside him. When Trump said biological men shouldn't compete in women's sports, Democrats acted like he just proposed banning Little League altogether. But most Americans, including plenty of Democrats I know, agree that protecting women's sports isn't a radical idea. It's common sense. The same thing happened when Trump called for cutting waste, fraud, and abuse in the federal government. Democrats stayed silent. Are we now the party that supports waste, fraud, and abuse? When Trump honored families whose loved ones were killed due to reckless sanctuary policies, policies that I have fought to reform in New York City as a Democrat, Democrats couldn't even show basic respect. When he honored Stephanie Diller, the widow of murdered NYPD officer Jonathan Diller, it should have been a moment of unity. Yet many Democrats offered lukewarm applause, if any at all. And when Trump called for the death penalty for cop killers, the Democrats' silence was deafening. Since when did standing up for the families of fallen officers become controversial in my party? Another disappointing moment came when Trump called for peace in Ukraine, a goal that should have brought both sides of the aisle to their feet. Democrats were once the party of peace, but you certainly wouldn't know it from their silence. Have we really reached a point where even supporting peace is treated as partisan? It's a sad reflection on how far my party has drifted. This isn't principled resistance. It's emotional immaturity. It also reeks of hypocrisy. Democrats rightly condemned Republican Representative Joe Wilson when he shouted, "You lie," at President Barack Obama during a State of the Union. Back then, we said such outbursts were beneath the dignity of Congress. But Democrats' antics on Tuesday, waving signs, heckling, walking out, were just as bad, if not worse. Representative Al Green from Texas even had to be physically removed from the chamber. We act like this, we embarrass ourselves when we alienate the very voters we claim to champion. Senator John Fetterman called it a sad cavalcade of cell phones and unhinged petulance that only made Trump look more presidential and more restrained. He warned that Democrats are becoming the political equivalent of a car alarm, constantly blaring and increasingly ignored. Voters want leaders who act like adults, who clap for good ideas, no matter who proposes them, and who show bipartisan respect for families who suffered unimaginable loss. Americans are exhausted by this kind of nonsense. They want leaders who solve problems, not politicians chasing retweets. They want representatives who stand up for common sense, not political theater. Until we get that back, we don't deserve to govern. I'm not saying we should agree with everything Trump says, far from it. However, there's a way to disagree with dignity and class. My fellow Democrats didn't just miss that opportunity, they sprinted in the opposite direction on Tuesday night. I'm embarrassed for this party. But more importantly, I'm worried for the country. If Democrats can't even applaud a kid beating cancer, grieving families, saving tax dollars, securing our borders, or calling for peace, what does that say about us? That is New York City Council member Robert Holden, a Democrat who represents District 30 in Queens. And he must be like a striped unicorn in that district
yeah, no doubt.
to write that.
Yeah.
Well said.
But it really is, when you listen to what he's talking about, it's common sense. Right? We're not talking about, these wild ideas that you need to support. We're talking about basic human decency, right? When it comes to a kid with cancer or families that have suffered or any of those things, this is just normal. This is normal stuff. And the Democrats seem to be focused on the abnormal. They want to go all in on the craziness, on the purple hair. You see it in the Congress members. Your chick out of what's her face out of Connecticut there with the purple hair. I forget her name.
Whatever. I don't really care about the purple hair. If she wants to wear her hair like that, God bless.
But I'm saying
it's the other stuff.
But I'm saying that's the symbol that they go with. They go, oh my God, you must be with us because you've got this great look, and we're going to go all in on all these embarrassing things and go against what makes normal people go, yeah, I can support that. And of course, Trump was out there. He ripped into the Democrats as well. He did it again today as well when he was taking questions. Here,
I have that clip.
Yeah, it's cut number 5. Here he is talking about the mainstream media's reaction to his speech, cut 5.
Yeah, the answer is I thought it was very embarrassing for the Democrats what happened the other night. And that's not said for any other reason other than it's obvious, it's fact. Even CNN fake news said that. They came out and they said it. And worse than CNN is MSDNC, which is the worst. And the good news is very few people watch them anymore. They have lost such credibility. And frankly, what Nicole Wallace said, I've never been a fan of hers, and she's not very talented. But I'll tell you, what she said the other day about that young man is disgraceful. She should be forced to resign. And Rachel Maddow should be forced to resign. Nobody watches her anyway. I don't know if it's not possible they pay her as much money as I hear, but certainly she's lost all credibility, both of them. But what they said the other day, they should be forced to resign about that young person who is suffering greatly.
Yeah.
He's right on.
Couldn't be more right on. And they should both have been fired already.
Yeah. And the father The father of DJ Daniel, he has come out as well. He came out swinging. The teenage cancer survivor who President Trump honored on Tuesday, he had harsh words for Rachel Maddow after she deemed the president disgusting and spotlighting the boy's fight with cancer. During an interview with the New York Post, Theodis Daniel said she needs to shut her mouth if she has nothing nice to say. He said this yesterday. This lady didn't even serve time in the military. I was on the USS Kitty Hawk. She doesn't need to put any bad energy into us. President Trump, while delivering his address, of course, referenced DJ, who's just 13 years old, and made him an honorary Secret Service agent. So,
if you can't Paul said it. Paul said it. Like, where's the humanity, man? If you can't watch that, like Delgado said last night, how do you not watch that kid, that moment of the dad lifting the kid up? The kid was so genuine when Sean Kernan came over to him and gave him that little badge, and he held it up. The turn to him and hug was so beautiful in just the spirit of being so genuine, just genuine love from that kid to him in what had just happened. I don't know how you can sit there and be thinking politics.
Yeah.
It just, the people joke about how Trump has broken these people's brains. It's so true, but it's beyond that. They've just become like almost subhuman, some of them, in some of these times.
Yeah. And they don't mind. And the thing is, they try and couch it. And, it's great because you heard Nicole Wallace. Well, it's so great that he survived this long. And if he does become, I hope he lives another 95 years. But let's hope he doesn't commit suicide. Why would you even, what defect do you have in your personality makeup that you think that would be a great thing to say about a 13-year-old kid who, by all accounts, by doctors who are experts, shouldn't even be alive, but somehow this kid is surviving?
Her first part with all that didn't sound that genuine either.
It wasn't
quite frankly.
genuine, right? She was just she was trying to soften what she was getting to, because you don't just jump out and say that without thinking about it. She had that pretty well planned.
She's one of the more disingenuous, disgusting reprobates who has ever graced a TV screen, ever. She is unbearable to watch, and you have to. We said this about Joy Reid, who was right there with her.
Yep.
Where is the line for Comcast to say enough is enough with these subhumans on TV trashing these kids and saying this nonsense? It's just where is the line?
Yeah, and where are the other Democrats? You got that one from New York, but there should be most Democrats coming out against them, saying, "Don't ever say that about somebody who's fighting for their life." I don't know. Maybe they think they got enough illegals into the country that they'll be set for the next few election cycles.
All right, 13 past the hour, live from Studio 6B. We're back right after this.
Live in the chat. Let's see what we got going on the Rumbles.
Damon, you have 2 reads here and a guest at 9:30.
We got a guest tonight?
We got a guest?
Who's the guest?
Jillian Barbery.
Oh, I knew it.
Jillian Barbery.
We got to ask about Jimmy Johnson. She worked with Jimmy Johnson.
Oh, that's right.
What are our thoughts on that?
Yeah, she was big for a while.
That's like part of the Sunday ritual. Get ready to watch the game,
Mm-hmm.
Love that back then. Terry. I always liked Howie. Howie was always.
Terry Bradshaw, awesome.
Well, Terry's awesome, of course, but he just.
He was a Pittsburgh Steeler, and he beat your Cowboys. I know.
His favorite player of all time, Roger Staubach.
Wait, you said? Oh, they updated it. I only see. I don't.
We got a nice super chat, Big D. I got to read that now. Come on.
Go ahead.
Super chat. Aaron Cook in the super chat. $50 super chat. Buy some pizza from all of us in the chat. Very nice.
Very nice.
We're going to I want 2 orders of mozzarella sticks tomorrow night.
Fran, I only see one, Reed. What's the other one? I don't know how. I think when they moved Tuesday, I don't have it.
Tea Leaf.
It's Birch Gold and Pure Health.
Tea Leaf in the Rumble chat. I am with you. There definitely seems to be some evil motivating the Democrats these days. I mean, it's disgusting what they'll go to. Oh, there's a great clip of DJ. I don't know if you saw it, Damon. Natalie Winters.
I saw it on my timeline, but I didn't click on it.
It's really funny. It's really quick. It's only about 13 seconds. Maybe if you find it. No, I didn't grab it. But he has a message for anybody who wants to try and hurt Donald Trump. He's like, I'll be on your bumper. That's definitely a cop thing to say. I don't do it justice. If we can find it.
I told you. I think when he leaned over to Sean Kernan after he said thank you, I think he was going to say, can I start shooting people? Can I arrest people now? Can I arrest somebody now? All right, 17 past the hour, live from Studio 6B. Sound like the blues, which means I'm going to talk to you about Pure Health Research. Let's be honest, we're not getting any younger, and if you want to look and feel your best, you need to check out Pure Health Research. They've got 45 premium health supplements designed to help you with every health goal. Whether it's boosting your energy, trimming belly fat, supporting healthy blood sugar, pumping your testosterone up, or even reducing swelling in your legs, Pure Health Research Supplement Store has you covered. Each formula is crafted with natural, non-GMO ingredients backed by clinical research, manufactured right here in the USA. And here's the best part, Pure Health Research is offering you an exclusive 35% discount. Just go to purehealthresearch.com, use coupon code 6B at checkout. With their 365-day money-back guarantee, there's zero risk in trying something new. So why wait? Head over right now to purehealthresearch.com. Explore their 45 amazing supplements and save 35% before this deal ends with coupon code 6B. Don't miss this chance to feel your best. Head over there right now. Pure Health Research, all one word, purehealthresearch.com, and use promo code 6B at checkout. Well, we talked to our friend Philip Patrick earlier in the week from Birch Gold, and of course, well, we're going to hear from the Fed tomorrow. I'm trying to... is this a Birch Gold read here, Fran? Well, I can't find it, but we're gonna hear from the Fed tomorrow. I can't find the read. We'll do it. No. Yeah, we'll have to skip it. All right, 19 past the hour, live from Studio 6B. We will hear from the Fed tomorrow, and we will get, I believe, unemployment tomorrow morning. Is it unemployment? I think we get unemployment tomorrow morning at 8:30. And I believe we hear from the Fed at around 2:30. And it's always a volatile day when that happens. And my fear is, as I've said, I don't think we're going to know how bad it is. I saw the Atlanta Fed today has now updated their Q1 real GDP again, and it is now down to negative 2.8% GDP growth.
Oof.
About the end of the year, they had it at positive, I think, 2.3. Then it went to positive 1.8. Then it went to negative 1.8. Now it is negative 2.5. So it's going in the wrong direction for what's going on in the first quarter of the underlying economy. And, two quarters of negative growth equal recession. And that puts us in recession during, pretty much as we hit the main part of the summer months, June, July, August, Q3 into Q4. And how long it lasts, no one will know. But just like 12 million people coming across the border, boy, it takes some time to feel how bad it was. I got a feeling the same thing's happening in this economy. Well, unemployment right now is at 4%. We'll see. Maybe it stays there for a little bit longer. And the Fed can continue to try to tell us that they're going to keep quantitative tightening on the board, but
I think it's going to go up.
Boy, at some point, I think you're going to see unemployment spike, and I think that they're going to have no choice but to pivot into quantitative easing again and start printing money. And they're going to be fighting against possible inflation that's not really tamed. There is a real possibility, and of course Trump's going to take the brunt of it, and it's not going to be his fault. And it's not going to be Scott Bessen's fault, that we could have a really ugly summer into the end of the year in this economy. You could have inflation hot. You could have unemployment spiking. You could have a Fed that has to be quantitative easing because of the unemployment slowdown, but yet making inflation worse. It could get really ugly this summer into the end of the year. And, of course, here the Republicans are throwing around a clean CR. So, it's just things you got to watch. What were you going to say, Delgado?
I forget where I was going to go because then you started talking about something else. So,
well, the point is I just think it's going to take some time to figure out how bad the underlying economy really is.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Because we're talking about the delay factor. Because there's always a delay factor. So much like you're talking about the impact of the illegals into this country, where it took a little while, but all of a sudden, in 2024, that's when the big blue cities started to really feel it and started to see everything go south. It's going to be the same with this. It's just that delay. And yeah, I agree with you. When you're looking at stuff like this, I don't see how they can say, well, we're just going to keep spending levels the way they are. Yeah, you can't. No, I don't think that works.
I saw Steve Bannon raising the red flag on this morning as well. And as I have been doing now for months on this clean CR, here was Bannon from earlier today. Nothing?
To Capitol Hill. They started with a lunch in the Senate. Then he came back last night at 7:00 and went to the House. Jake Sherman right there talked about the issue we talked about this morning. Right now, as it stands, there's no DOGE cuts in this clean CR, and I think a lot of people are saying, "Hey, that's an issue. We got to know where this stands." It's been a black box operation up until now. People couldn't actually sense where they were going, where they're going to do next, but more importantly, what are you actually finding? And how do I get a feel for that? Particularly if I'm a cabinet department, right? Whether the Treasury Department or, State Department or Defense, like where are you going? How can we help? What are you doing? What are you finding? Total black box. They were stiff-armed and people reached out and asked. And then in black box on kind of results. Like, what do we have here? And it kind of reached, I think, a head last night after Elon Musk did not divulge anything to either the House or the Senate, nothing about the numbers. We talked about this over and over again. You just can't you're not going to be able to pass just a clean CR where you've got Biden's budget numbers, $2 trillion deficit, and you're financing, I guess we're fully funding, because a clean CR is an up or down vote, folks, that all the embedded waste, fraud, and abuse that you found, you're going to fund. We said this now for months. It's insanity.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And that's exactly the path we are on as of right now. We are funding everything DOGE is. We're institutionalizing everything they're finding and trying to cut and save by doing a clean CR at Biden levels with $5.5 trillion in spending for 2025 and going to $5.6 trillion in 2026. They are not interested in cutting. They are lying to you. They are not interested in 12 spending bills. They are not interested in codifying some of the things Trump are doing by executive order, seemingly right now. I don't know how you make the argument any other way, as Steve just did and as I have been doing. It's why you get Massey and these guys, and they take all of this grief, but
they're right.
They're right on the money.
Yeah. And it's just the establishment doesn't like to hear it. Because, again, they're only looking at the short term. What do I need to do to get reelected? Which is coming up in about a year. They're going to have to start running their campaigns, and all this stuff is going to fall by the wayside. So now is the time that these hard decisions have to be made, and they don't want to do it. Because if they have to go back, if you go back now, or if you go back and we're, like you said, by the end of the year, things are worse, you think that's going to get you elected? Or do you think, hey, we made the hard decisions to make sure that we could plan for the future and that we'll be here and that everybody will see the relief coming? Instead, they're going to be like, well, let's just kick it down the road and hopefully I can get reelected before it explodes in my face.
Clean CR is continuing resolution, meaning everything stays the same. We're keeping government spending levels at the same level, which right now we're at Biden levels. We passed a clean CR back last year because we were told, well, we don't want to hamper Trump. We got to get into Trump years, and then we'll deal with real cuts. And now we're looking at passing another clean CR, keeping Biden Pelosi levels of spending.
Oh, live in the chat, we got.
Thanks for sending it, Fran. I mean, I'm not dreaming, right? It's not in here.
It was directly underneath the contact info for the interview, not the questions.
Can you point to me where that is? Because here's
scroll down till you see purple.
Oh, this is it right here?
Yep.
Okay. You don't go out and buy a life jacket. Have I ever read this before? That's why I went through that, because I saw life jacket.
No, they changed it this week. It was a new graphic and everything.
Oh, no wonder it threw me off. I'm looking. I looked at that and thought, life jacket. That's not them.
I think it was a life insurance policy last time. Big D in the YouTube chat. We got Child of the King gifted 20 live subs in the YouTube
wow,
chat. Just
beautiful.
now.
That's right. First of the month, I can gift some subs too.
Nice, beautiful. So thank you, Child of the King. As always, great supporter of the show. Incredible.
Amazing.
Yep. Don't forget Aaron Cook, mozzarella sticks, Big D. We're going to get mozzarella sticks tomorrow night. Oh, God, you're going to miss out on the pizza. You're going to be with those aliens eating Mars bars all night. Come on.
That's not a terrible thing.
No, I want to have the concession there tomorrow night. And that and Orbit gum, I'll make a killing.
Yeah, make a fortune. Make $50. The easy way.
Easy. Cash money. What do we got going on here? Anything? Thursday night, guys. Thursday night, New York. Some people are still going on about this daylight savings. Man, oh man. So this Sunday is daylight savings, right? Or roll back to standard time, or spring ahead? Spring ahead.
Spring ahead.
Spring ahead.
Spring ahead, it's fall back.
And the following Sunday is Selection Sunday. That's more important. Come on, Big D. Who do you got this year? Who do you like?
I don't see how you beat Duke with Cooper. I mean, I know Auburn can do it. Well, a lot of teams can do it. They've put a perfect night together because it's. She didn't pick up. We called twice.
Wow.
Okay, that's fine. Just send it to Michael. Or if you don't have it, send it to me. Just. All right, 30 minutes past the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Thursday night. Real America's Voice and across the airways of 103.9 LI News Radio. Just following up with what we just talked about in the last segment, and Steve Bannon this morning also talking, as I've been talking about this, where we are with this clean CR, and how is it possible that we could be thinking about passing a clean CR and not codifying any of this as we work towards reconciliation? I've heard no talk about 12 individual spending bills. You already have people like Massey and others who are saying, I'm a no on another clean CR. The clean CR we passed at the end of last year, we were told, we had to do it because we didn't want to hamstring or tie Trump's hands behind his back. Okay, so we did that. There's always a reason why we have to swallow it. There's always some reason why you just have to never on the Democrat side is there a reason they have to swallow it, because they never do it. They just rally the wagons and burn the place down and do whatever they have to do. But when it comes to us, there's always a reason why we got to cave. Always a reason. So we cave again on the clean CR to get to this year. And now here we are talking about another CR. Now, on the last one, we told if the CR went past April 1st, there's supposed to be an automatic 1% cut across the board. And I don't know the minutia of it. Someone smarter than me can get into it. But Thomas Massey, who we should try to get on the show probably would be the best thing, says that Speaker Johnson is trying to get around that in passing another CR and not have a 1% cut across the board go into effect. And then I see this today in the Washington Times. Headline: House Freedom Caucus ready to pivot back funding extension to help Trump. Freedom Caucus Chair Andy Harris calls it one of the paradigm shifts in Washington. House Freedom Caucus Chairman Andy Harris told the Washington Times that he and other fiscal hardliners are willing to support a stopgap bill continuing government funding at the Biden administration levels because they know President Trump won't spend it all. That's a new one to me. I got to tell you. The House is set to vote early next week on the bill, known as the Continuing Resolution, or CR. Republicans hope to achieve what was once thought impossible, passing it without needing Democratic votes. We're going to deliver for the president on this, Mr. Harris, a Maryland Republican said in an interview in his Capitol Hill office. Mr. Trump has endorsed the stopgap, which would continue current funding through September 30th, the end of the fiscal year. This would freeze spending, avert a government shutdown, and keep the rest of his legislative agenda on track. Republican fiscal hawks, not really sure who fits that category anymore, many in the Freedom Caucus have rarely, some never, voted for a continuing resolution. Mr. Harris readily acknowledged. He described the upcoming vote as part of several interesting paradigm shifts going on in Washington, D.C. right now, and ones that we wouldn't have predicted, end quote. That shift is heavily influenced by Mr. Trump's Department of Government Efficiency led by billionaire Elon Musk. He said, without the significant savings DOGE has uncovered, there would be more hesitation among Republicans to go with a clean CR. I have to tell you, for me, I think that's just total nonsense. What DOGE is doing is admirable. We all should want it, and they should continue their work. But again, the numbers they are finding are like a speck of sand off of a beach that you have to clear with a bucket. I mean, I'm sorry, but that is, all of us fiscal hawks are willing to keep Biden spending levels because DOGE has found a couple $100 billion in spending, fraud, waste, and abuse that we're not even going to codify into actual law, but because they're doing the job is enough for us to all give up what we normally believe on spending?
Yeah, it makes
sense. Keep Biden levels through September?
It makes no sense.
What am I reading?
If anything, if what they're finding is true, and it would make it that much easier to say, look, now we can make it a much smaller budget because look at all the money we're going to save, right? You would think. It's like finding this big wad of cash and be like, I don't have to pay my mortgage for the rest of the year. Boom. Now all I have to do is I can save all that money instead. Amazing.
The other linchpin for fiscal conservative support is confidence that the president and his budget director, Russ Vought, will use executive powers to withhold funding already appropriated by Congress. Mr. Harris agreed with Mr. Vought's view that spending bills set, quote, a ceiling, not a concrete floor, effectively giving the administration control over what funding is and isn't spent. I think given that, and the fact that they have withheld funding means we can vote for a clean CR, Mr. Harris said. Although the Freedom Caucus appears mainly on board with supporting a funding extension, the text of the stopgap bill has not been released, and the details will matter to the on-the-fence members. And I mean, this goes on. And I mean, Rand Paul says he will oppose any stopgap. So you'll need at least 8 Democrats that will have to vote for it to clear the filibuster hurdle. I don't know. I don't know. I just never thought I'd see the headline, House Freedom Caucus is on board with a clean CR. And that's the reasoning, because DOJ, well, what they've done so far, which, again, is admirable, but it's peanuts. Absolute peanuts compared to what we would need to do to really start to shrink the size of government and even constrain the spending. We can't even get spending back to pre-COVID levels. I mean, just as a starting point, we can't even get it back to pre-COVID levels. And so, I mean, I don't get it.
And pre-COVID levels were too high.
I don't get it. But that's just me. So, all right, 37 past the hour. Let's do some other news. And here with that's Rick Delgado. What's going on, Delgado?
All right. Well, some bad news, believe it or not, as Sanctuary City scandal continues to unfold. A migrant, remember the migrant who set fire to the woman in New York City as she slept on the subway? Well, that guy somehow is avoiding deportation.
Oh, my God.
The illegal immigrant accused of burning a woman alive inside a New York City subway will remain in the U.S. because, wait for it, Sanctuary City policies that prohibit him from being deported. Yep, you heard it. Sebastian Zabata Khalil, 33, facing murder and arson charges relating to the death of that woman, Deborah Kawam, age 57. Prosecutors say that he set the New Jersey woman on fire on a stopped train in Brooklyn's Coney Island Station December 22nd. He then fanned the flames with his shirt before sitting down on the platform bench and watching her burn to her death. According to the current policies enacted by New York City, the city's corrections department have refused to honor the Immigration and Customs Enforcement detainer for Zapata Khalil. That decision was slammed by Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem, who was in New York City this week to meet with law enforcement. In a clip of her taken at the platform, she said, ICE lodged an immigration detainer with the New York City Department of Corrections to take this depraved alien into custody because of current Sanctuary City policies. The Corrections Department has indicated it will not honor that detainer, which is insane. She added that this is disgusting. New York politicians are allowing the murder of their own citizens, and Governor Hochul should impose an emergency suspension of sanctuary protection by executive order now. So there you have it, the Sanctuary City policies in New York City allowing this guy to basically stay in the country and avoid ICE enforcement, which is, again, it boggles your mind that the Democrats seem to be willing to go die on this hill.
Ronnie Atlanta 2024 says, Damon, maybe you could think that Trump and Musk haven't thought all of this. Really? I've heard that Elon's pretty smart. Just saying. I agree. He's very smart, and Trump is very smart. If you think Trump and Elon together, you don't have any understanding of what we're up against. Number one, Congress holds the purse strings. Number one. And Trump and Elon can be as smart as we want. If Congress doesn't get it, you know what, together, Trump can't do all this by executive order. He can't do any of it by executive order. What do you mean? They're smart guys. I know they're smart guys. But do you have any idea what we're up against here when it comes to spending and cutting? He can't do it. He has to have Congress. They're the only ones who can put this into motion. He talked about a balanced budget. He can't do it himself. Him and Musk can't do it. Musk can't do anything other than what he's doing as an advocate for the president working on Doge. I know they're smart guys. What does that mean, though? Doesn't mean anything when it comes to Congress. You have 425 members or whatever it is, and however many, 218 Republicans, 219, whatever the number is now. They're the ones we have to get on the same page. And most of them are not willing to cut spending. There's no separation between them and the Democrats. Zero when it comes to spending. What have I always said about the Senate? It's 52-48. No, it's not. It's like 90-10. And that's still true.
Yeah. I mean, all you got to do is look at their net worth. Then you'll figure out why they don't want to cut spending. They make a lot of money by not cutting spending. It's called lobbyists. It's called backroom deals. You don't have to be Elon Musk to figure that out. I got another story here. This might kind of touch on the sports side of things, but it's the FBI, and they're adding a former Olympian to the most wanted list. Listen to this. Ryan Wedding. Did you have the story, Rick?
I saw it. Yeah, but yeah, go.
Okay. Ryan Wedding is accused of trafficking about $1 billion in drugs. You heard that right. $1 billion. According to the FBI, and he's put on the nation's list for the top 10 most wanted fugitives. As of today, the U.S. State Department is offering a reward of $10 million for the capture of Ryan. Well, if he's got $1 billion, he can outpay that. Capture the Ryan Wedding, 43, who competed in the snowboarding event for Canada in the 2002 Winter Olympics, and is wanted for allegedly running a transnational drug trafficking network. The FBI L.A. chief Aki Davis said in a press conference that Wedding's alleged trafficking ring routinely shipped hundreds of kilos of coke from Colombia through Mexico and Southern California to Canada and other locations in the United States, and for orchestrating multiple murders and an attempted murder in furtherance of these drug crimes. Wedding went from shredding powder on the slopes, of course. This is their little attempt at a Slick Rick joke here on Fox, to distributing powder in the form of cocaine on the streets of the U.S. In the streets of the U.S. cities and his native Canada as well. The alleged murderers of his competitors make Wedding a very dangerous man, and his addition to the top 10, coupled with major reward from the State Department, will make the public our partner so that we can catch up with him before he puts another person in danger.
Yep.
So there you have
He's on a slippery slope now.
Yeah, definitely. So Wedding, previously convicted of in the U.S. of conspiracy to distribute coke, was sentenced to prison in 2010. And I don't know why he's out, but he's out. And now they're looking for him again. So
if you want spending cuts, there's no reason, not even a strategic one, to support a clean CR. Supporting a clean CR is complete surrender. The same flimsy arguments against cutting spending now will be the ones made in favor of the next bill that also won't cut spending. Amen.
Chat. Love in the chat.
YouTube Super Chat Big D. John Q. Public, $2. None of the Elon Musk Doge cuts are going to count. That was about 10 minutes ago.
I mean, it's not that they don't count or it's not admirable and we don't want them to continue to keep going, but it's just, I mean, it's like, they're just not, it's just, it's like, again, It's like scooping water out of the Titanic with a bucket. I mean, it's just, you're never going to get there.
That guy says, "Sup, Big D?"
The two-step clean CR includes zero spending cuts, zero policy reforms, and conservatives or any conservative wins for the American people. Plus, it abandons our leverage with the Senate. I'm a hard no, Representative Andrew Clyde says. It's always capitulation from this party, no matter what it is. But we got to try to get Massey or someone on the show. Maybe there's something we're missing. Oh,
yes.
No, I got Birch.
Birch.
But I couldn't find.
Birch. Every time Delgado gets up, it's sock time. Catherine Turner, how about a slick Rick Iditarod shirt? That's in the YouTube chat there, Big D.
Well, let me talk to you about our friends at Birch Gold. You don't go out and buy a life jacket when the boat is already sinking, and you don't buy gold when the economy has already collapsed. Clearly, others are heeding this advice as gold hit an all-time high in the first part of 2025, and it's not too late for you as well. The company you should trust to help you diversify into physical gold, of course, is our friends over at Birch Gold, the company that you can buy your gold from. Birch Gold specializes in helping you convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in physical gold for no money out of pocket. Just listen to the 5-star reviews. Quote, knowledgeable, helpful, non-pressure. That's what you can get and expect with Birch Gold, and that's why we've endorsed them for so long. Get your free information kit on gold by texting the word America to the number 989898. There's no obligation, just useful information. They have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, countless 5-star reviews. Text America to 989898. Let the experts at Birch Gold help you secure your future today with gold. Text America to 989898. All right, let's do some sports. 48 past the hour, 12 minutes till the next. As we wrap it up here on a Thursday night, Slick Scott Sports brought to you by Mike Lindell and MyPillow. Code LFS6B at checkout will give you a great savings if you're shopping at MyPillow. And, of course, My Store, if you're buying coffee or some of the great stuff that Mike's got on sale, a lot of the stuff for Easter that he's got, My Cross. He's got those beautiful pillows, travel pillows, small pillows, decorative pillows as well. Great gifts for Easter coming up. LFS6B is the promo code to use. Slick, what's going on?
All right, one more sweep of the scoreboard. Big D, NCAA Men's Division I basketball. We got Michigan State. That'd be number 8 Michigan State right now, leading Iowa 72-64, 5:36 to go in the second. Charlotte and North Texas tied at 24, 4 to go there in the first half. Final from earlier tonight, UAB defeats FAU 89-80. NHL to the ice we go. Lightning 6-5 over the Sabres. Just 17 seconds remaining in regulation. We have the Predators 4-1 over the Kraken. End of 2. Also end of 2. Flames lead the Stars 2-1. Canadiens and Oilers tied at 1. End of 1. And finals from earlier tonight. The Utah Hockey Club in Detroit down the Red Wings 4-2. Blue Jackets blanked by the Panthers 3-0. Jets over the Flyers 4-1, and Hurricanes down the Bruins 3-2. Sharks and Avs getting ready for a puck drop in just a few minutes out in Colorado. NBA action final there, end of 4. Bulls 125-123 over the Magic. Hawks lead the Pacers 116-111, 55 to go there in the fourth. 5 to go in the fourth. Warriors over the Nets in Brooklyn 101-95, and the Rockets over the Pelicans 82-72. Finals, the Celtics down the Sixers, 123-105. Celtics looking strong. Sixers looking for the season to end. And the Bulls, 125-123 over the Magic. That's a final as well. Get to this story. Ron DeSantis shrugs off Canada boycott, mocks country's Stanley Cup drought. This is Paul Boyer, Breitbart. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis shrugged off Canadians boycotting the United States in response to President Trump's 25% tariffs on imported goods. Speaking with reporters, DeSantis noted that Florida received 150 million tourist visits in 2024 alone, with only 3.3 million of those coming from Canada. He then took a jab at his northern neighbor for not having won a Stanley Cup in 30, count them, Big D, 30 years. 3.3 million visitors from Canada. That's not much of a boycott in my book, DeSantis said. Maybe they want to get a glimpse of what a Stanley Cup winning hockey team actually looks like. Oh, he's got one down there. As noted by Fox News, no NHL team from Canada has won the Stanley Cup since the Montreal Canadiens in 1993. Boy, Islanders made a good run that year, too, I remember. The Florida Panthers are the reigning Cup champions, all while no NHL team from Canada has won the Cup since the 1993 Montreal Canadiens. The Panthers defeated the Edmonton Oilers despite the Oilers forcing a Game 7 after trailing that series 3-0, noted the outlet. In fact, the state of Florida has actually brought home 4 Stanley Cups since the turn of the century. 3 others by the Tampa Lightning, 2004, 20, and 21, as opposed to 0 by Canada, which is synonymous with hockey, it added. Despite Canada's misfortunes in the Stanley Cup, the country most associated with hockey has routinely beaten the United States on the international stage, including the most recent 4 nations face-off last month in 2002 and 2010 Olympics. Canada took home the gold. Since Trump imposed his tariffs on Canada and proposed that it become the 51st state, Canadians have increasingly booed a U.S. national anthem at sporting events and have begun boycotting U.S. goods, Big D. That's really going to put us in a bind, huh? We'll see. That's it. Time to turn over a new maple leaf. And that's a wrap in sports. Back to you.
All right, Slick. Very good. 8 to the hour. Let's get to a couple more Trump things here before we wrap it. One of the other questions Peter Ducey asked him was about, well, it's been 7 months since your assassination attempt, and we know nothing. Why is that? Cut 4, Aaron. Pull that up, and let's see what the president had to say. Roll it.
It's been 7 months. Why do you think we don't know more about the guy who shot you in the ear?
Yeah, well, and the second one with all of his cell phones. So I want to find the answers. I've told them. In fact, today I said, I want to find, we can no longer blame Biden for that one. He should have released that a long time ago. So they are giving me a report next week sometime, and I do believe I'll be releasing. I want to release the report. A lot of people have asked that question. You had one who had 3 apps, 2 of which were foreign, supposedly, and who has the biggest white shoe law firm in Pennsylvania, even though they don't live in necessarily a white shoe area. What's that all about? His law, the law firm. The other one had 7 or 6 cell phones, and I don't have 6 cell phones. And why would somebody have 6 cell phones? So we're going to be releasing a report on that soon, Peter.
But based on what you're saying right there, the lack of information and the data points that you just gave, does that make you think that there's some part of that there's some bigger?
It could be. Well, it makes other people think that. It makes me think it a little bit too. I say, when you have 3 apps and 2 of them are foreign, and you had an FBI that wouldn't report on it, they didn't want to say why, I would say that could be suspicious. And then on the second assassin, you had, and by the way, I have to tell you, Secret Service did a great job on that by spotting him. But on the second one, he had 6 cell phones. That's a lot of cell phones. And a couple of them had some strange markings on them. So, yeah, I want to find out, and I would be willing to release it. I mean, maybe there's a reason that we shouldn't, so I don't want to get too far ahead of my skis, but yeah, I would be very willing to release that. I'd like to see it. I want to see it myself, Peter. Not only you, I want to see that one myself.
Sure he does.
There was a lot of little interesting little moments in this Oval Office thing today, where he said some things like that, and someone was asking him about talking to Xi or talking to Putin. At one point in this thing, he says, "I can't tell you, but I know something or something only I know."
Right. That had to do with the with Russia.
Yeah, is that what it was?
Yeah.
He dropped a couple real They're fascinating, these Oval Office. I mean, he just feels like he's just kind of relaxed and loose, and he takes all these questions, and he drops so much information in them. You just really know how he's thinking about everything.
Yeah. Here's cut 12. Here's the clip you're talking about the Russia-Ukraine war, and things that he knows that maybe other people don't. Cut 12.
Well, I think what's going to happen is Ukraine wants to make a deal because I don't think they have a choice. I also think that Russia wants to make a deal because in a different way that only I know, they have no choice either.
Again, yeah, kind of a little teaser or something.
Yeah, something, exactly, something.
Yeah. Something's coming.
All right. As always, we salute our military, active and active, police, firefighters, first responders, EMTs, everybody on the front lines protecting us, all our truckers, all our farmers, everybody that keeps the country moving forward. Slick Rick Delgado, Aaron Frank, great job as always. Want to thank all the listeners on 103.9 LI News Radio. Make sure you listen to the Kevin Downey Jr. show tomorrow morning, 9 to 11 a.m., and he will join us tomorrow night, 8 o'clock right here. Live from Studio 6B. We'll see you tomorrow night, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your night.